Welcome back, Vibes Kenya. It is me, your homeboy, your home slice, that is Mariah the Great. And we are back with episode number 2. That's right, number 2. And today, we have a jam-packed show for you. It's going to be very informative, very interesting for those who are into journalism and media. And today, I'm sitting with Sarah Mwangi. Welcome to Vibes Kenya.
Thank you very much.
Very happy to have you on the show today. Before we get into what you do, your profession, how you got there, tell us about yourself, where you're from, you know, how you grew up.
I'll say I grew up like any other human being.
Of course.
But no, just kidding. Anyway, my name is Sarah Mwangi.
Yes.
I'm a journalist, producer by profession. I grew up in Embu. That's where my shags is.
That's your hood.
That's my hood. Yeah. So I went to primary school in a boarding in the same place. Then I went to high school in the same town called Kangaroo Girls. And after that, I went and studied media. Basically, it was mass media and communication.
All right.
At the JKUAT University. So my major was broadcast journalism.
All right.
So broadcast journalism basically means I wanted to be on TV or radio or just be somewhere.
As long as you're broadcasting.
Media. Yes, I mean I'm somewhere in the media. Yes, that's all I wanted to do. So after my graduation, I got a job with a company called Midiva. So Midiva was basically a media production company. They used to do shows for TV. That was my first time in that company because we enrolled and then they gave us a crash course for 1 month. Camera work, radio, TV, scripting, directing, being a producer. It was basically an all-rounder crash course of 1 month.
Yeah.
Which, after that 1 month, now is when we qualified to do a show with them because they used to do shows for TV.
After 1 month?
Yes, after 1 month.
You're already in practical work?
It was a practical world, basically.
Yes.
So, because there were so many people there who came for that training who are not in media, but they had interest in understanding film and media production.
Yeah.
So I was lucky because I had done the theoretical part in campus.
Yes.
So for this specific training, it was more practical. You're just here shooting things. You're like, for the first time, you're holding a camera.
Yeah.
You're being told to do a radio story. You have no idea. You're being taught, okay, this is how you script and stuff like that. So basically, Midiva gave us the background that we needed to get ourselves out.
Yeah.
So after that, now the training, officially we began. We were told, so guys, here's the deal. We're having a show called Tazama. Tazama was basically, it was a magazine show that featured Kenyan stories of different themes. It was education, there was education, there was mining, basically an all-round. Health, so long as you have a good story in whatever theme, you could come and cover, and we could cover.
Yeah.
So now, when we were told we are starting, that was the hardest part. You've never been in front of a camera, so you actually don't know how to behave. Yeah, you're camera shy. You're told to do an intro, then you start and all you remember is, hi, my name is Sarah. And you don't know what people say next. And you just, normally you watch on TV and you think it's the simplest of things to do.
Yeah.
Then when it's your turn, you're like, this thing is hard. So anyway, after a few push-ups here and there, we managed. And now officially we started doing stories. Why this job for me was so interesting and fun was because we were filming, like I'm from campus, I'm coming to film things. And they're going on TV. They were airing on KTN.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That excitement was on another level. Yeah. I mean,
your work is going to be shown on TV.
All I wanted to do in life. Yeah. So for me, that was it. I had made it in life. So we did Tazama. However, when I remember the first story, because now once we were all let loose, okay, now guys, you have to fly.
Yeah.
You come up with an idea. You go propose it to the boss. You do a script. First, they'll have what's the idea. They listen to you.
Yes.
Cool. Go do a script. So you're left on your own. You're like, what? Doing a script? That thing was hard for me.
And the script?
Script, basically, you have to... It's giving you the flow of the story.
And that script, the one that you're talking about, is completely different to a a film or something that's going to be
it's not a
performed,
film.
right?
Yeah,
it's
that's
completely
totally
different.
That's for TV.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different. It's storytelling, documentary.
Yes,
script.
storytelling is different.
Yes.
Compared to what you're
It's
doing.
not drama. It's
No.
so you're like, where? So anyway, I managed to do to have the first proposal.
Yes.
I did the first script.
Yeah.
It was accepted, and we went to shoot. We traveled all the way in Embu because you see now where they say where you grow up gives you ideas of things you can shoot. So for me it was a thing of, let me go do a story about Miraa. At least I know, and I've had people complain, no, Miraa is causing school dropout.
Yeah.
All those bad things about Miraa. So I decided, let me go. So we went. Unfortunately, I think both me and the cameraman, we did a shoddy job. We shot and we thought
We're done.
we had made it. We
Yeah.
have stories. Hey, we came back and then we go to the edit suite. The editors looks at our content. They're like, you just have one shot.
What?
There's no close up. There's no medium. You all went and shot on long shot. There's no sequence. So when they said sequence, I'm like, so what is this thing they're calling sequence? Hey, we cost a whole class to get. There's a guy called Willie Ousu. He's a filmmaker. So he once trained with Midiva at some point. So Willie Ousu was called to come and train the whole class again on camera work for a day. After that one day, I never ever again failed to do a proper story. Because it was poorly done. We had not held cameras, so it was a bit understandable, but
it's
also
understandable. First time.
Yeah, like go shoot.
Yeah.
You don't know what is required. You're just thinking it's
Press record.
and that's it.
And that's it.
And you think you have a story. It was tough. So anyway, after that one day training, we managed to finish. After that, we went to the field. We did amazing stories.
Yeah.
We won awards. As first
As
time
it
as
should
imagine.
be.
Yeah, as it should be.
As
Now
it
it's a
should be.
thing.
Come on.
So that is how I began my career. I
Okay.
remember we did 2 seasons. I think I did more than 10 stories. And it's 10 documentaries because we used to do like 7 minutes max. I think I did more than 10 stories. So that was it for me.
And why journalism? Or
Well, I think when I was growing up, I always thought people who are on TV are cool.
okay.
They have money, they are known, they have good experiences, they meet everyone. They meet the who is who in a country, which I thought would be such a cool thing if you can sit with the politicians, medics, as in people in different fields are all interviewed by journalists. So I always thought,
that's very cool.
that's cool.
Which it is actually. I've never thought of it, but now
Well,
it's very cool.
Until you get in and you're like, wow, okay.
Yeah, the
comes at a
pressure
cost.
to deliver.
Yeah.
The pressure to deliver,
it's-
but
there's
that's a very
pressure.
cool job actually.
There's pressure
Yeah.
and a lot of work that goes into it that we don't tell the people the reality.
Yeah.
People think just the host is the everything, but by the time you're seeing someone on TV, let's say, case in scenario, let me use news because people understand news in Kenya.
Yeah.
If, for instance, you're talking about the 9 p.m. news, for that one person you're seeing on TV reading news, there's a team of about 10 other people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's probably 2 cameramen in studio.
Yeah.
There's a sound guy, there's a graphics guy, there's a news editor, there's a transmission person, there's a director, there's a sound, there's a what? Who have I left? There's like a floor manager, production assistant.
Yes.
So it's basically it's a team. So that's what they never taught us, that if you're getting in media, there's a lot you can do, not just being on camera.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more behind the
scenes. There's a lot
scenes.
behind the scenes that people don't know. So anyway, in life you come to learn these things later.
Yeah.
So that was my starting point. So after that, Midiva closed down because of some, again, corruption in Kenya is bad.
Corruption and money and let's say money and people.
Yeah, it's
No.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
We were so excited, but then our dreams just killed at some point. So anyway, at least I had made a good network.
Yeah.
So I was able to get another job with it was a smaller production company. There was nothing major. It was more of church projects.
Okay, yeah.
Small projects.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did those ones for I think an year. Then after that 1 year, I applied for a job at KTN News, and I got in now as a producer. So KTN News, basically it's a news channel. So pretty much of the content is news. So I was part of the news production team.
Yes.
Yes. And that was also different. Now you learn that a newsroom is different. A newsroom is not fun as people think. A newsroom is pressure.
Yes.
Everyone
definitely.
is always in a hurry to. Oh, this news. Oh, you
have
this
to-
story on here.
You have to deliver. You have to cue in the graphics. You have
Yes.
to the sound sound check, light
Before
check.
you even get to these people, light people, you know all those ones. Now
Yeah.
there's even having those stories ready.
Yeah.
There are video editors. You have to work with reporters. You have to work with news producers. As in, it's a whole channel
Yeah.
that comes with pressure. And the pressure, I think, is now more during like the news, because that's a live thing.
Yes.
And traditionally in Kenya, the news is more of 7 and 9 p.m.
Yeah.
That news has a lot of pressure before you see it on air. It comes with a lot of, I don't know which story should, there's a whole idea. As in, you don't just wake up and say, story 1 today, we did this and this. There's usually, like, you have a meeting at 3 p.m. to determine what makes story 1, what makes story 2, what makes story 3, and they have to have a certain sequence of some sort.
Yes.
So if you make a mistake and story 2 is not ready, and 3, so maybe you have 1 and 4. You
So-
can be sure you have a lot of questions to answer to
Yes.
whoever matters,
At the top,
because
yeah.
those news were planned in a certain sequence.
Okay.
So if you have story 1, then story 4 don't relate, then 2 and 3 are missing a link, then you.
And who determines which story goes in first, second, and third?
So now the news producer and the news editor.
News producing editor.
Yes.
All right.
So there's a whole team of about 3, they're different editors also.
Yeah.
So they'll sit together and look at, by 3 p.m. normally, that is from my experience, there's a discussion of what's the news of the day today, what's happening. So from these stories, what makes story 1, what makes story 2, and of course in terms of relevance to the audience. Yes, so that's what makes it. So news is tasking, and it takes a lot of your time. You're in
Yeah.
the newsroom, you get in at 9, you leave past 10,
Wow.
or at 9.
It's a full-time job, huh?
It's a full-time job, and that's what people don't tell people, that media takes a lot of your time. It's not all, because you see, you will just see the 1 hour on TV.
Yeah.
But a reporter went to a news conference at maybe 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So they've been on it the whole day.
Up early,
Yeah,
back home late.
late.
Wow.
So some people keep saying that's why people in the media
Yeah.
and family life,
Conflicting. There's
Yeah.
conflict there.
it's a challenge for
Yeah.
most. But it's not impossible. It's possible, but it's a challenge. So basically, newsroom takes your time. Like you have even your social life becomes very thin.
Yeah.
Because the circle is the people. You're there 5 days a week. So the people you're with is,
The people from work.
yeah, so mostly over the weekend you're thinking you're tired physically, you're tired, you're looking to rest,
Yeah.
and maybe family.
Yeah.
So now friends again. It takes a lot of time. So people understand. Please, if you have someone working in a newsroom, just understand them. They're not running.
It's not
away
their
from it.
fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the job.
the job takes a lot of that time. So
And-
that's it.
Was the course cheap? Was it affordable?
It's not cheap.
Okay.
I won't lie. I did a degree in broadcast journalism,
Uh-huh.
which I think a semester is now, I think the cheapest we ever paid was 76,000 Kenya shillings for one sem.
Wow.
Because I did a parallel program. And you do that for 3 years, so
For 3 years.
that's not cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think not many Kenyans can afford to do that.
Yeah.
3 years, of course. Most degrees, that's it. Yeah, that was it. But now over the years, I've come to do other short courses that have now advanced my knowledge of the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, after KTN, I went to, in 2018. So at KTN, I used to produce a show called, not Weekend with, Friday Briefing,
Okay.
which was hosted by a lady called Betty Kyalo. So at some point, Betty was poached by K24 in 2018. And because we had worked together very well, I think she was like, Sarah, you know what? Come we go to K24.
I miss you. Let's go.
We deliver when we work together.
Yeah.
So let's go do this thing. I was like, okay. I looked at the terms and conditions and I was like,
these are fine. I like these.
Yeah, so
these are better.
Yeah, it was better. It was a good package. It was fantastic. It was so much fun. So I joined K24 in 2018. We did a show again called Weekend with Betty. It was basically news on Friday, Saturday, but with a feature in between for both. So there was a feature they used to call Up Close, which was basically spending a day with people in different industries, like entertainers, musicians, actors, businessmen, like the top creme de la creme of different industries.
Yeah.
So basically you go to their house, like how their day is like from morning to evening.
Yeah.
And that was a fantastic. That was so much fun to do.
All right.
So we did that we went to K24 and created the biggest show in the country.
The most viewed.
Yes.
Wow.
I think even to date on YouTube. Yeah. If I haven't checked lately, but I know
well done.
stops. Yeah.
A lot of news channels and journalisms, they had a field day when COVID came out, you know?
Yes.
There was a lot to put out. There was a lot of information to put out. And how did you guys handle the story without misleading people? The information, your sources, was everything accurate, or was there at some point where you looked at the information and then you cross-referenced to another channel and said, no, this is...
I think it was accurate. You know, the thing about journalism, you have to be one of the factors is accuracy.
Yes.
And they say if you can't verify something, don't report.
Don't report it.
Yeah. So in journalism, you don't have to second, unless you're running blogs. You know, blogs you can write anything, But if you're coming from a reliable source of channel, you have to be very sure what you're reporting. Because again, you could report something and then tomorrow you're served by the courts. Are you sure your employer is ready to spend that money on fighting court battles over something which should have taken you maybe even 5 minutes to verify?
Yeah.
So it was I didn't do the whole year because we did and COVID happened in Kenya in March.
Yes.
So there was March, April, May, and June, 4 months. But for the 4 months we reported
a lot.
We reported the very accurate news that we got.
Yes.
And you see now the news sources for COVID was the government mostly. Yeah. So it's what the government said. That's all we relayed. There was no creating or failing to deliver. We delivered what we knew was right as per that moment.
Yes.
And I think for those first few months of COVID, there was a lot of fear, people behaved really well.
Yeah.
People were very careful. We washed our hands, sanitized, we did masks, everything. We did all those things.
Yeah.
So at that point, but I left in June 2020 because there was a thing just about employers giving people pay cuts, which I felt was not good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most people actually in that particular K24 left in June.
Because of COVID?
Yeah, well, they cited COVID was the cause of cutting costs.
Which was not true,
Which was not true.
Yeah.
But we're not complaining. We're actually doing better now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you mentioned media production, right?
Yes.
So there was a time where I studied, we were told that when you handle cameras and equipment, be very, very, very careful.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Well, you have to be, that was, I think, a lesson I learned now when I went to Midiva. The first lesson you're told, do you know how much this camera is?
Yeah.
Of course, you don't know at that point. Then you're told, this one is worth 400,000. Like, okay. So if you're not careful, just know you could pay 400,000. So that fear, I think, now started being, okay, now I need to be careful. I need to learn why I should learn to handle these things with care.
Yeah.
You're given a lapel mic, then you're told that one pack costs 70,000. You're like, okay. So now they gave us a lesson on how to handle cameras, how to clean them, how to store them. Like you don't just, you're done with the shoot, stop, then into the bag. You have to remove card, remove battery, put everything independent, make sure you have your lens cap, so that you ensure you take care of this equipment. So it's I think it's a lesson the same. People need to know these things are expensive.
Yes.
And also, you need them to serve you longer in life.
Yeah.
So if you're careful enough, they'll give you service. If you're careless, you'll be spending money every day on, you'll be going back.
Yeah.
So now, after COVID happened,
Yes.
we started a channel called the Hot Seat KE, where basically we have different shows. We have a political show currently called Hot Seat. We have a talk show entertainment called Ogopa Nairobi, and we tell. So the Hot Seat is basically political talks and stuff like that.
Yes.
Ogopa Nairobi is just to tell people you need to be alert when you're in Nairobi because there's always someone watching how they can steal from you.
Yes.
So that's what I'm running for now. And for anyone aspiring to get into the industry, just start. You don't have to wait to go to a big the mainstream
company,
start your own. If you have your phone and you can do a YouTube channel or IGTV, just run with it in the meantime. Then probably by the time you do that is what you use as your practice.
Yeah.
Before now someone can spot you and say, I actually want to work with Peter.
I like what you're doing.
I want to something like that. So with that, it will help you build confidence in front of cameras. It will help you understand how cameras work, how mics sound, all those things. So whoever is willing to get into the industry, try and do something.
All right.
Even if it means using your phone. Because I know cameras most students may not have.
Yeah.
But you have a phone that has a camera. All right. Use that to grow yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's it for me.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. That was fun.
Where can we find you? Social media?
Oh.
Quick.
The Sarah Mwangi on on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Instagram is Blessed Sarah Mwangi.
Yes.
Facebook is Sarah Wamboi Mwangi. YouTube, the Hot Seat KE. Subscribe.
Thank you. It's been lovely. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. Guys, it's been a wrap. It's been a good show. Vibes Kenya and for myself, we're saying peace, stay fresh, stay cozy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Turn that notification bell on. From me, your homeboy, I'm out.